Hello and welcome to Money Sprinkles, where we talk about personal and business credit. If you haven't liked and subscribed to my channel, please take a moment to go ahead and do that. I really appreciate all of your subscriptions, and I definitely will be posting a lot more videos, so make sure you also turn on the notifications bell so you are notified whenever I post new videos, which is on average 1 to 2 videos a week. Again, thank you for your support, and I really appreciate you all for sticking here and watching my channel. Today we're going to talk about Chase and the bank rules that they currently have in place. I plan on explaining these because, to me, before you apply for a Chase credit card, you should know where you stand when it comes to their credit cards. Okay, so the first rule we're going to go ahead and talk about is a 524 rule, and what it is when you're choosing the best opportunity to apply for another visa is critical. For instance, you want that Chase credit cards, the Chase credit card, and you definitely need to make sure that you are following their 524 rule. On average, Americans have about 4 credit cards each. So the important thing about this 524 rule is when you actually get when I say get, you actually apply for these credit cards. The 525 rule limits who can open a new Chase credit card based on how many cards they have opened within the past 2 years. While Chase doesn't really publish which cards are affected by the rule, these are the credit cards that are subject to the 524 rule. It's the Chase Freedom Unlimited, Chase Sapphire Preferred, Chase Sapphire Reserve, the Chase Slate, their Inc. Business Cash Credit Card, their Inc. Business Preferred Credit Card, and their Inc. Business Unlimited Credit Card. Basically all the cards that Chase currently has in play, whether it's for personal or whether it's for business. As we all know, Chase is very forthcoming when it comes to their welcome bonuses, and a lot of folks are trying to get into those perks because those rewards and those points are excellent with Chase. Okay, what you should know before you actually apply, Chase counts all new accounts on your report, not just your Chase accounts, which is an important distinction because it's also probably why a lot of the advice you have come across encourages to prioritize signing up for Chase cards, Chase credit cards first. Okay, so that's definitely a plus. New accounts are reported to all 3 nationwide credit bureaus, so it doesn't matter where Chase pulls from your credit report, they'll find it. Okay, if you're an authorized user on an account, it will show on your credit, and Chase will count it towards the 524 rule. So you may, however, be able to get an exception by calling the Reconsideration line and convincing one of the representatives to pretty much let it slide. But again, I definitely will be providing those phone numbers for you at the end of my video. Another thing that you should know is not all business cards count towards the 524, but you're still subject to and therefore need to be under the 524 in order to be approved. This is because most business cards don't show up on a personal credit report, and so Chase doesn't count them towards the limit. So that's one of the great things about the business credit cards. Currently, the only business card reported on your personal credit report are Capital One and Discover business cards. So if you have these cards, they will definitely count towards your 524 status. So you need to keep that in mind. It's not just your personal, it's also your business. If you have any, especially Capital One, the Capital on Tap is definitely one that reports to your personal side as well. So a lot of people don't realize that not only are the Chase branded cards, such as the ones I just mentioned, there are also the co-branded cards that are co-branded by Chase themselves. Aer Lingus Visa, Amazon Prime Rewards Visa, it's actually branded by Chase. British Airways, Disney Visa, Iberia Visa, IHG Rewards Premier, IHG Rewards Traveler Credit Card, Marriott Bonvoy. Again, a lot of these credit cards that you need to make sure that you do your research to see who is actually the bank behind these credit cards before you actually apply, because if not, you will get caught up in wasting a hard inquiry when you should definitely be getting approved for credit cards for every inquiry that you have on your credit report. A hard inquiry is something that you don't want to waste. Okay, so again, these are all the credit cards that I also contributed to the Chase 524 rule. So how do you calculate your 524 score? If you recently opened new credit cards and want to apply for a Chase credit card, you may not know where you stand for the 524 rule. So it's easy to calculate your 524. Simply just go into your credit report and count the number of accounts that were open in the past 24 months. This is also important to note that you have to also include authorized users on your account. So if you have been added as an authorized user by someone else onto your account, that will definitely count. Also keep in mind that any accounts that were open within the past 2 years, but they will also close within that time, should still be counted as well as under that 524 score. Again, does the 524 rule affect other card issuers? No, other card issuers don't follow the 524 rule, so you may qualify for an Amex or a Citi card if you've opened 5 accounts within the past 24 months. However, all card issuers have their own requirements and criteria for approving applications, so make sure that you definitely do your homework before you start applying for credit cards. Like I've mentioned many times in the past, you do not want to waste your hard inquiries, and you always want to do pre-qualifications. So Chase not only does have the 524 rule, they also have what's called the Chase 1 in 30 rule. And the 1 in 30 rule is short for 1 card every 30 days, meaning your chances of being approved for a Chase business card are slim to none if you've applied for any card in the last 30 days. As you can see, Chase has a little bit more of the stringent rules, but again, Chase credit cards are wonderful to have, and their perks are amazing. You get so many reward points. It's worth having. Another rule that I'm going to discuss is the Chase 2 to 30 rule. In addition to the 524 and the 120 rule, this is a rule where it's basically the spacing out of your applications. Your chances of being approved are slim to none if you've applied for 2 personal cards or 1 personal card in the last 30 days. So again, you got your 524 rule, you have your 130 rule, and you have your 230 rules. Okay, so if any of this, for whatever reason, you still qualify and you are able to apply for a Chase credit card and you are denied, then the next thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and have these Reconsideration phone numbers in your back pocket. So for personal cards is the 888-270-2127, and for business cards it's 800-453-9719. And you could actually call them and tell them, look, I applied, I am under the 524, or I'm under the 130, or under the 230 rules. I don't understand. Can you please reconsider my application? For business cards, it's definitely best to wait until you have to receive a letter of explanation from Chase before calling the reconsideration line for business cards. I hope this video has helped and you can make a better and more informed decision when it comes to your Chase credit card application, and hope to see you again. Bye.